Hi, babies. Hi, babies. Oh, don't dump my cup. Don't do it. Mischief. Squirt. Hey, Squirt. They're back, baby. Hey, Squirt. Come on, Squirt. Come on, Squirt. Are you limping? I think Squirt's limping. Oh, not good. I'm going to have to check her tonight. She's not going to like it. Bert, let the bars come say hi to Mama without getting mad. Come on, Bubbas. Go on. Go on with your girls. Go on with your girls. Go play in the pool with your ladies. Yeah, I think Squirt's limping. I'll have to check her later. All right, everybody's here. Hi, babies. Hi, babies. Hi. Hi, babies. Hi. I had to say hi to everybody, guys. Try not to dump my water. I had to say hi to everybody, okay? I can't just say hi to you. I can't just say hi to you. Yes, I can't. I'm sorry. Hi, babies. Hi, Moth. Hi, Mothra. Hi, my handsome boy. Hi, Moth. You gonna get them rings? You're such a goofy boy. You know that? See, people think ravens are the only ones that like chewing on shiny stuff, huh? Aren't they? They're adorable. These are adults, though. They're tiny. They're geese. Thank you, Zayden. I hope I'm saying your name right. Sorry if I'm not. Thank you. Thank you, Nubia. This right here is Moth, or Mothra, but we call him Moth because we thought he was a girl in the beginning. So, you know. And then this one right here is Godzilla, and we thought this one was the boy. But turns out we were wrong. This one's the girl. Godzilla's the girl. And Moth is the boy. And then the rest of the goosies are right here. Just real quick, for anybody that's new, that doesn't know us, I do have special, like I followed the law to be allowed to legally own these kind of birds, okay? So you cannot just take them from a local pond. Just so y'all know, I don't want to have any misunderstandings or anything like that. I know, I'm not leaving you. I don't have a big barn. I do not have a pretty bird. Why do you always have to be so jealous? Huh? I know. I still love you. They're still babies, Pretty birds. They're still young. They're fully grown. They're technically adults. But, see, geese, wild goose species, which in captivity are considered exotic geese, actually stay with their parents for up to 12 months. So these guys, because I hand raised them this past summer, they still see me as being their mama or their parent. And because of that, they want to be around me all the time. These guys are little. I have one that's even smaller though. Y'all want to see her? show you my little itty bitty goose. So, hold on, Pitbird. Okay, Bubba's. What? Yeah, I know. Pretty Bird's a hybrid. He's a unique goose. Actually, gander. So he's a boy goose. He's a mix between a Canada goose and a... Hey, you dumped my water. Excuse you. Excuse you. You guys would be surprised if you knew how mischievous geese are, how curious they are, and how loyal they are. These geese have multiple acres to walk around on. But watch this. Come on, babies. They like to be near me because I raised most of them. Some of them playing in the water. And I'm going to have to check you tonight, Squirt. What happened to your foot? It's your right foot, isn't it? You keep pulling it up. What happened, Squirt? You can see she's even smaller than these guys. Yep, that right foot's hurting her. Squirt, what happened? You can still walk on it, which is good. Squirt, I'm trying to see your foot. So, Pretty Bird, don't be a butt to the bars. Pretty Bird. Zayden, these are actually, these are all geese. Even though some of them are very little, these are actually all geese. So, geese are actually a different kind of waterfowl. So they're all waterfowl. These are all birds that swim, have those big wattles, bigger feet, and have second eyelids to be able to see underwater. So their eyes are protected. Pretty Bird. These guys are still pretty new. So they only been here a few months, only a few months old. So they're still being slowly accepted into the gaggle. And trust me, Pretty Bird actually is not very mean to them if I'm not around. But if I'm around, the jealousy kicks in, and then everybody starts having an attitude. But to answer the other question, I have small barns, like small like buildings, like say, like that one right there, for the chickens, and I have another one for my geese, for overnight. But my birds free range throughout the day. So they have the whole property to run around on. You can see these guys will follow me around. Why, thank you. I appreciate that. So these guys will actually follow me around because they're still young. They want to nibble on me all day if I let them. There's Dodo. Hi, Dodo. 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 Hi, mamas. Dodo is a Sebastopol goose. Hi, Dodo. Hi, mama. Dodo. No. Nope. She is in love with my son. I raised her, and she fell in love with my son. And not like in a weird way. I mean, as in like, geese are like this where they choose a special human that they just love. And they'll stick to that human, which is kind of their thing in a way. This is assuming that you hand raised them. There's a lot actually about geese that people don't know. A lot of people just kind of assume that they're these like mean, aggressive, territorial animals. But as you guys can see, I'm still alive and I still have all my limbs. And I'm surrounded by 17 geese at this very moment. 17 geese of different ages, different sizes, different personalities, different temperaments. What dino? What dino? Hi, baby. Nope, they're really not. So here's what I tell people, and I'll make it real quick. And I'll try to walk over here so you guys can actually hear me. By the way, these guys are not usually always this loud. Most of the day, you wouldn't even know there's geese on this property. Anyway, so keep in mind, I've got 7 Canada geese, which most people will consider a nuisance, and 1 hybrid Canada, and 1 cackling goose, which is a subspecies of a Canada goose, that tiny one I have. And I have never had a neighbor complain, ever, and I've lived in multiple locations. Come on, babies. Come on. Pretty bird. Leave him be. Be nice. Come on, old man. Anyways, so actually, interesting fact about geese, especially Canada geese. Pretty bird. Right now, we're approaching what's considered mating season. And as we get closer to mating season, okay, the geese will become more territorial. Now, just for a second, put yourselves in the position of a goose. Throughout your life, you travel around, right? In the wild. That's just what you know. That's what you do. You go to different ponds, different lakes, different rivers. And every year you return to a certain location to have your babies, right? Well, imagine every single year when you go to, with your partner, with your wife, with your husband, with your partner, and you go to the location where you want to raise your children, right? And you fly over an area, in that same area, the same kind of people keep shooting you and shooting your people, your family, your friends, everyone you know is shot at. You lose loved ones because of those people. And now imagine one day you crash land in that location and those people come up to you and say, hey, we want to be your friend and give you food. Would you trust them? If your whole life, all you've known is those people shooting at you, would you trust them and take food from them? Most of us, I would say, wouldn't. So if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense that geese don't love humans all the time or don't trust us immediately when we approach them, or are scared that we're going to hurt their babies when we're around them during breeding season or during hatchling season, right? So it's just a little perspective thing for people to think about. These animals right here, these ones, they don't know humans being mean to them. They don't know humans mistreating them. So I don't have to worry about them really seriously attacking me or hurting me. Now, does that mean that every goose that is raised in captivity is going to be completely and totally tame? No, it doesn't. Obviously, there's a component that is added to their behavior, which has to do with mating season, which is a couple of months out of the year, where they become more territorial, they become very protective, and the reason why is because their babies, their goslings, they can't fly. During that time, geese can't fly. They actually molt when they have their babies, meaning that they lose their flight feathers during that time. And a lot of times, on a lot of ponds and lakes, fishing games, wildlife, our wildlife police, they show up with netting, and because they can't fly around that time, they will round them up and gas them all to control their numbers or to clean up the pond. So when you think about it, it really makes sense why these animals are terrified of us in the wild, why they attack people who walk by, why they run away from people, why they will hiss at you when you get anywhere near their nest, their young, or their mate. I hope this helps a little bit to understand geese a little bit better, because I got to be honest, if I was in that position and I knew that a certain species or a certain group of humans or something was coming for my family, I'd be doing everything I could to keep them away from my kids too. So, just, Anywho, what's pretty cool about geese, though, is that the way I usually describe them to people is that they are moody like a cat and loyal like a dog. As in, hey, right there, perfect example. They have a pecking order that they will establish, and at the same time, if one of them gets seriously injured while they're flying, two of the geese will drop down with the injured goose and then remain with them in that location until that goose either dies or heals to be able to continue traveling. They're exceptionally loyal. They mate for life. If they've been mated for a long time, there's many cases that are known of one mate dying due to hunters, a predator, an accident, age, whatever it is, sickness, and a surviving mate literally mourns to the point of no longer eating or drinking and actually passing away, as in dying, because they're so upset. My daughter's currently approaching. Hey babe, I want to show the people how the geese respond to you. Go ahead and walk over, say hi to Rhino. This is my child. She's very young. And those two geese love her. Those are the geese that I was not able to pet. Like I said, these are not blindly aggressive animals. And their instinct to protect their young is very important because their babies are insanely vulnerable when they're first hatched, when they're really young. And until they can fly, they really have not much way to defend themselves, especially on land. They're safest in the water, but even when they're in the water, there's a lot of things like crocodiles, snappers, depending on where they are. There's lots of different animals, even large fish that will eat goslings, especially when they're hatchlings. So it's one of those things where the only way a gander, a male goose, and a goose, the mom, can ensure that any of their babies survive the first year of their life is to be exceptionally protective of them, because just about every predator out there will eat a gosling or take their gosling. And when it comes to taking their goslings, sadly, us human predators are included in that. Anywho, I hope this helps some of y'all understand geese a little bit better. Like I said, these are exceptionally sweet animals. They're not evil, and their aggression is not without reason. And it's not really aggression, because to me, something being aggressive suggests that they're being mean to you without a true reason. I would call it they're being defensive, because a goose ain't gonna attack you for no reason. And by the way, if you do have to walk by Canada geese or other wild geese every day or often because of like your way to school, maybe there's a gaggle that lives near a local pond or lake or at a park that you have to walk through to get to where you're going or to work, look up body language of geese, look up warning signs of geese. There are specific things they do before they attack. You can hold back a goose without hurting them and protect yourself from their wings. And this is actually the other most important thing that I try to teach people. Stop fearing a goose's bite. Yes, they can do some damage with their bite, but it's really nothing serious. Like, we're talking, they don't really have teeth, they have ridges inside their mouth. And it basically is like a nasty bruise you get from it, but it ain't that big. And depending on how sensitive you are, I mean, it don't even hurt me at this point, like at all. And even though my geese don't generally do it, it has happened in the past where they've bitten because like I had to grab a gosling and help it and they weren't sure what I was doing, so they panicked and their instincts just take over, and that's just natural because they're animals. And I'm fully aware of that, and I'm proud of them for it. I hope that makes sense. But if you get attacked by a goose, I can show you guys right now how you can defend yourself without hurting them. So if you're walking with your child or with your younger sibling, or there are children around you, an animal comes attacks, first of all, look how he's posturing. I approach, and you'll notice he gets loud, he bobs his head, he postures, his head goes lower. Now, he's not being super aggressive towards me. He's mostly just posturing. This is not really aggression. As you can see, he's not actually biting me, he's nibbling, just like any other goose does. But if a goose comes at you, do not be afraid of their bite. Watch the wings. The wings are their true weapon, okay? If you have a child, don't let the wings hit the child, okay? Because it can really hurt them. And keep in mind, these birds genuinely believe they're defending themselves. So what you do is if a goose comes at you, they're going to run at you. They're going to have their head low to the ground. There's going to be no bobbing the head. So the bobbing, like this, with their head and neck, is usually a greeting. The head low to the ground is usually a sign of aggression. The wings generally will be out. Now, posturing is the head is up and the wings are out, and they're coming at you, trying to appear as large as they can to scare you away. Pretty bird. If a goose attacks, swoop under your hand. Put your hand like a ring right here. Don't squeeze. You want to just make a circle. Make a circle, okay? Underneath their jaw, and keep your arm stretched out. When you do this, hey Justin, come here, baby. I have my son help real quick so I can show you guys. Here, hold the phone.
Yep.
I need you to record my hands, not my face.
Okay.
I'm trying to show them what to do if a goose attacks. So, when you have them like this, they will try to hit you with their wings. And when you need to get away, you push as hard as you can. You shove them backwards. And then you go backwards. Don't turn your back on them. Move away backwards. If they continue to come at you, and they come at you again, mind you, those bees can fly, and they will fly to attack you. Again, your best bet is to grab them the way I told you. You're not supposed to squeeze. It is a federal offense to hurt those animals. It is a federal offense to kill those animals, even if they're attacking you, okay? So if you're in the U.S., don't be killing them. I don't care if like they're attacking or whatever. If anybody sees you or it's caught on a security camera somewhere, you can be looking at $500,000 fines. So, or like, I think it's like a year in prison. So, don't be killing them. These birds are protected under the Migratory Bird Act, but you can defend yourself without hurting them, without damaging them, by holding them back that way, holding them away from your body, with your arm outstretched. Make a circle with your fingers. Don't squeeze, okay? Hold them away from you. If you're right underneath the jaw, there's a very low chance of them being able to bite you. It may still be able to. Don't let go, okay? Then you can literally walk with the goose to your car if you have to, if it's right behind you, or to the door of the building. Shove the goose back, go inside. Just trying to let you guys know how you can do this without kicking the animal, or without killing the animal, and getting yourself in trouble too. Because I do care about the wild versions of these guys. A lot of people think that they're just crazy. They're really not. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing what they have to do to keep their family alive. And that's really all there's to it. And in all reality, you ain't got much to be scared of. It's easy to control a goose if you know how. In this video, I'm showing you guys how you can control them attacking. And I can promise you guys, a swan is a whole lot more dangerous than a goose. A whole lot more dangerous. You do not want to get in a fight with a swan because it's a lot harder to keep that swan from hitting you with their wings. And again, it's the same thing. The wings are what's dangerous because of predators and such. It's a logical conclusion. But I'm telling you guys, the bite, it's nothing compared to the wings. The wings is like a full-grown giant Canada goose. And yes, there is such a thing as a giant Canada goose. You guys can look them up. They're kind of funny. They have like unibrows. Kind of funny looking. Anyway, they're just like these guys, but bigger, and they have like a white unibrow. Or sometimes they have two dots, like two eyebrows. Anyway, a big one, keep in mind, they migrate thousands of miles. Their wings constantly exercising, right? These animals are large, strong, and the males have basically a hardened area on the bend of their wing that is basically a spur. So you know how roosters have a spur that's a spike? Well, these guys don't have a spike. There are geese that do, but not Canada geese, they do not. But they have an area. Pretty bird, where are you? There you are. Hi, buddy. Hey, buddy. Marcus. This area right here on their wing. You don't want to show me. Hey, hey, hey. Pretty bird. Nope, you're not going to show me. But right here where their wing bends. See that? See those lumps there? Right. So, feathers. He's got a bump there, an extra bump. That's like pure cartilage. And that's basically a spur. It's not sharp, but when it hits you, it's kind of like a hammer hitting you with the strength of like, I'd say about probably a 16-year-old teenage boy punching you. Anyways, it's a pretty solid punch, and that's really what you want to be careful of, which is why I say that the wings are the part you want to protect yourself from. And there are logical ways and humane ways to protect yourself from these birds because they got some big wings. There's also noises you can make. So there's a specific noise that Canada geese and most geese and even other birds will make to show that they're cuddly, happy, sweet, not a threat. And it's this sound. It's just a twirl. Geese do this. I call it the twirl. Others call it cooing. Others call it purring. It's their happy noise. So I've realized that even when you make the sound around birds that are wild, they will often respond positively because it's basically their language for you're not really a threat. Keep your head down. Don't stare at them. Look at them from the side of your eye. Just don't change your body posture or anything like that. Just keep moving if you're going past some geese in the wild. If you slow down and you sneak past and all that stuff, all you're doing is acting like a predator. And all that's going to happen is they're going to think you're getting ready to attack. So the thing is that without realizing, we often do things that make them think we're a threat. Or they have past experience that tells them that humans are a threat. So my whole point is just, I like to try and teach people how they can avoid attacks, what they can do if they are being attacked by a goose, and let people know why they attack. That these are not these like blindly aggressive animals. They're not evil. They're not mean. I mean, y'all see I'm standing right here. Like I said, I'm surrounded by 17 geese. Here's my Canada geese. You hear that? That's an adult goose's purr. And Pretty Bird here is doing exactly what he's supposed to do as the main gander in this group. He's putting himself between me and the rest of the geese. Even though I raised him, I've been his caretaker, hatched him out, was all he knew for 2 years. And I've had him for about 6 years now. That next April will be 6 years. He'll be 6 years old. I've had him his whole life. And you can see, and I also show the truth in springtime when he does become more defensive and he becomes more protective. And I do show his aggression that he shows even towards me when he starts protecting his gaggle more or protects his babies. Because I think it's very important that people understand that these aren't just animals that are just going to lay around docile all the freaking time, you know? But they're also not these vicious, crazy animals that people try and make them out to be. They do what they need to do to keep their family safe. That's it. Anyway, though, I got to go ahead and lock up these guys. It's nighttime. You was on that night? Oh, peaches. You're such a scaredy pants. I'm getting soaked out here. It's raining. Hi, Godzilla. Hi, Godzilla. Hey, Mothra. Hi, Mom. That's awesome. Thank you, T-Smoker. I really appreciate that. I really do. Because a lot of people wouldn't. There are plenty of people that go out of their way to hit these animals with their car or shoot at them or make them suffer in some way. Trust me, I've heard some horrible stories. I've seen some things. People that intentionally try to poison them, you know. And fact is that these guys contribute to our biodiversity within nature. They do not run off ducks. They're not that territorial that they take over an entire pond. Is it possible that ducks will sometimes move on if there's a bunch of geese? Of course. Sometimes they do because they don't want to be around them for whatever reason. But I'm telling you guys, swans are a whole lot more territorial than geese and can be and are a whole lot more dangerous than geese. Generally, a goose will only attack if you get too close to their babies, too close to their nest. And the thing is, you don't always know they have a nest somewhere. They're hidden. These are ground nesters. So they have their nests on the ground. They're ground nesters. You don't know that there is a female sitting on eggs in the bushes 3 feet away from wherever it is you're walking. So when this gander comes and attacks you, to you it looks like he's doing it without reason, and he's just being crazy. When in reality, he's trying to distract you and just get you away from his nest. And in most cases, if you simply remove yourself from the location or walk enough of a distance away from them, they won't attack you or they will stop attacking you because they know they can't kill us. And they know we can kill them. And they don't eat humans. There is no reason for them to do this. Why would these animals put themselves in danger if they didn't have a reason for it? You know what I mean? So, I want people to know these guys actually can be very sweet. But they're still geese. Okay? Whether it's a farm goose or an exotic goose, these ones, we call these exotic geese. But whether it's a farm goose or a goose that's been domesticated for thousands of years, or whether it's, a wild goose or an exotic goose, they all still have basic instincts of protecting their flock, which is called a gaggle, and protecting their babies and protecting their mate, whom they're mated to for the rest of their lives. They still have those basic instincts. They're still going to do that. It doesn't matter if it's a wild one or domestic one. So you work on your relationship with them, you raise them up from little, you make sure that you learn about them, learn about their body language, learn about how to Interact with them. Learn about how their parents raised them. Learn about how to communicate. Make sure that you understand them better. Then get yourself a goose if you're planning on owning geese. Then raise them up. And then you have a good chance of being able to have a good relationship with your goose and with your gander. And give them that respect when it's mating season. You know, allow them to have that area wherever they decide to nest. And as long as you're not stealing their eggs or doing anything to get too close or mess with them if they don't want that, because plenty of them will be tame enough that you can interact with them. My girl Layla over here, I can walk over, pet her while she's sitting on the nest, pick up her eggs, anything. She won't bite me, she won't do nothing. Pretty bird's more protective. You know, Dino, another one of our geese, she's a domestic. She doesn't like me getting anywhere near her nest. She'll hiss at me and she'll bite at my hand. Not super hard, but she'll still nip at it. Whereas my daughter, because she raised Dino, can go over to her nest, pick up the egg. That goose won't do anything. Yeah, it's raining up here. Sorry, guys. Most likely I got a drop of water in my microphone. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. Is it better? I don't know. We've got some, we've got that like soft rain where it's really small and getting into everything and just everything's getting soaked. Good. What is it, Godzilla? What is it? See, and you can have your geese being so tame that you could literally pick them up with one hand if you know what you're doing. And they'll trust you. But I've also done a shite load of research and spend a lot of time with my birds to make sure that I have a good relationship with them. If you want them to be tame, if you want to understand them, you can't just buy them and put them in a box with a heat lamp, some food and water and walk away. That's not how that works. If you're raising a gosling and you want that baby to actually care about you and have a bond with you, expect to spend at least 8 weeks with that animal, as much as you humanly are capable of doing. Because when you have a little gosling and you're their parent and they don't have a goose mama or goose daddy, then you are their mama or daddy. If they imprint on you every single time you leave them by themselves, they think they're gonna die, because that's what happens in the wild. Instinct is to follow their parents everywhere. And they will eat everything and chew on everything. And they're literally like having a 1-year-old that just learned how to walk. So it's literally nonstop. And these guys don't sleep through the night either. Trust me, I have had little babies that I've had next to my bed, raising them up the first few weeks of their lives. And you ain't gonna sleep much. You're definitely gonna be needing naps throughout the day. Those guys are gonna wanna be with you nonstop. And yes, things such as diapers for geese exist. Yes, you can have a brooder next to you throughout the day or throughout the night in your bedroom, if that's something that you're comfortable with. Different people have different, you know, things that they're comfortable with or not. Hi, Dino. What are you doing? No, I'm not going to let you bite the babies. Nope. Dodo. See? Always curious. Always getting into stuff. Always trying to figure out things. These guys are so mischievous, I'm telling you guys. They are hilarious, too. Sorry. Anyway, though, I really do need to get to locking up because it is almost 6 o'clock and it's dark down here in Texas and raining, and I am just about completely soaked at this point. So, what do you guys think? You ready to go night-night? And you know, once you train your animals to a certain location, once they get used to it, they've done it a few times to go to bed in a certain location, and you have a good relationship with them where they trust you, it's not that hard to get them to go to bed. I can maneuver this entire gaggle by simply using logic. You know what the logic is? Who's connected to who, and how does that picking order work? So, for an example, Pretty Bird is in love with Layla. Where's Layla, Pretty Bird? Layla, Layla, Layla. Let's go see Layla. Come on. Layla, 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 Layla. See, he knows who I'm talking about. That's Layla right here. My golden girl. He loves Layla. She is her mother. Biologically, she's also her mother, but this one was hatched inside. And she, Dino, raised Rhino and Grino. So these two are her babies. These two are Layla's babies. And Pretty Bird loves Layla, as in that's his gal. Alright? Now, Charlie, one of my candidates. Charlie, where are you? Charlie, there you are. Hi, Charlie. Notice how she picked her head up out of her wing? I don't know if I had the camera on her at that moment. But they know their names. So this is Charlie. That's Blue. And that's Squirt. Charlie and Blue, especially Charlie, has a crush on Pretty Bird. She wants him to be her mate, but he loves Layla. Yes, you will have love triangles happening in Goose gaggles. And Squirt, well, Pretty Bird was her first friend when we got her because we didn't have any other geese. We only had Pretty Bird. Squirt's the first one we added, so she's closest to Pretty Bird, okay? And she's closest to Charlie and Blue, all right? The rest of the Canadas are all connected to Pretty Bird and to me. So here's how it happens. If I want to herd my geese somewhere, what I do is all I gotta do is herd my 5 domestics. I just gotta go over here to Layla, Rhino, Dino, and Grino, and Peach, and herd them on in wherever it is I want them to go. And the entire gaggle will follow in order of how they're connected to each other. And that's the thing, is why I say, if you're going to own these kind of animals, or if you're going to raise these kind of animals, the best thing you can do. Now, when it comes to dodo, they will follow me. Well, the bar-headed geese will follow me. Dodo follows them. Dodo also follows the rest of the gaggle. They're generally hanging out on the edge of the gaggle. Y'all see the rain? Like I said, it's raining. They usually hang out on the edge of the gaggle because they're not yet fully part of the gaggle. So when they go in a coop at night, see, they're all going towards the coop right now. When they go in a coop at night, they're still separated at night to make sure that nobody can beat them up just until they're fully integrated into the gaggle, because they have to find their place. And rather than throwing them in and having them be forced to figure it out. Hey! Enough. Hi. No, they're allowed to come to me. Nope. 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 Hey, that's enough. That's enough. No more. It's okay. Just clean that again, because the geese love to pick up mud and put it in the pool. That's not poop, guys. This is mud. Ducks do the same thing. Anyways, the biggest fundamental difference between ducks and geese, and I'm going to put it this way. This does not mean I don't like ducks. Okay, I do like ducks. I love them. They're adorable. But ducks are kind of the goofy cousin of the goose. When it comes to how smart they are, if you compare them to wild geese or wild ducks, the domestic ducks especially, but even the wild ducks, they're kind of the goofy cousin of the goose. Okay? They're like the one that's a little silly, maybe a little bit slower, but everybody loves them, you know. They're a little more clumsy, you know. But ain't nothing wrong with that. Just saying. That's kind of how I see them. Um, I've owned ducks, I've owned geese, and I love geese because they choose who they have a connection with, and they show it to you in their own way. So it helps to learn about them and learn to understand how they show love, how they show affection. That is them showing affection. That was not that goose trying to bite me. That's them trying to groom me, trying to communicate with me. Because they communicate not only with their voice, but also with their body language and through nibbles and nips. So it's not always biting. A lot of people think they're always biting. They're not biting. A bite, trust me, you'll know they're biting. If they bit me, I'd have a purple bruise, okay? At the minimum red. All right, the rain's picking up. I'm taking way too long on this live. I keep going off talking about them. You got to tell it's kind of my past. Anyways, I will see you guys soon. And I'm going to go ahead and get my babies to bed so they're safe for tonight and out of the rain. They can dry and stay nice and warm tonight. All right, then. Come on. Come on, babies. Bert. Layla, 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 Layla. Come on, babies. Layla, 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 Layla. Layla, 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 Layla. Come on. Layla, 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 Layla. Come get your num-nums. Come on, babies. Come on. All right, guys. Good night.